We have a lot of anime. Well, actually, not as much as last time.
Yes, significantly less than last time, and hopefully that'll mean a much shorter video.
No. It's going to be longer because I have more positive shows this time around.
Welcome back to episode 2 of our seasonal anime podcast. We're doing the second half this time. Hopefully it won't be as long because we've got fewer shows to talk about. But we've also got more opinions. So
Some good, some bad.
Yeah, some good, some bad. And I'm Keyblade Spirit. My co-host is still Lumia.
Hello. I'm here until I get replaced by someone else.
Yes.
Yeah. Our first show, I'm bad at pronouncing Japanese names, so I'm gonna butcher this. Kakushigoto? Yes? No? Key?
That's pretty.
You're the
That's pretty
linguistics
close. Yeah. That's pretty close. Kakushigoto.
Thank you for your pronunciation prowess that I have none of.
I'm glad you thought that. This show immediately ticked two very minor boxes for me. The first, single father and his daughter story. I love that. And also, the OPs by Floompool, which I always like in anime OPs.
Floomgo? I'm not familiar.
Floompool. The other show that I know them from wasn't very good, but they did a good job with the OP. It was called Captain Earth.
Is that a Captain Planet spinoff?
No, it's not, oddly enough.
Saddens me greatly.
It's a very pretty but not very good mecha show.
Huh. That's sad.
Yeah. If you want to see the visuals, I recommend it, though. Anyway, let's get back to Kakushigoto.
We're off topic already.
Yes.
Ooh, I like.
Yeah.
I got off topic. I looked it up. Kakushigoto's good. It's real good.
Yeah. The little girl is really cute. I like her a lot.
I love how oblivious she is to everything in society in the world.
Yeah.
Like, she just comes off so innocent and just so... She's such a straight man, it's hilarious. Like, when she's just running around with her friends to go hunt down the boogeyman. I forget what they actually called him in the episode, but...
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Her dad's such a sweetheart.
Yeah. I love that part of why he wants to do something different from his ecchi manga is so that he can actually show it to his daughter. That's a really good aspiration.
It is.
In a story like this.
I love how immediately after she's born, he feels such guilt for what he does. It's...
Yeah. And in all that time... And in all that time, he still hasn't gotten a chance to actually do something else.
I mean, that's the funny thing, is that he's actually really good at his job, as everything in this show tells us, is that he's extremely popular in his genre.
Yeah, and he seems like he's just generally very famous. To the point that the little girl's teacher recognizes him. And wants an autograph, I think.
She does. It's... And then he'll, like, draw this magical girl character for some reason, because that's popular.
Yeah, I guess because... If I have to guess, that'll probably end up being revealed to be the little girl's favorite character or something.
Probably. I do love... I'm guessing this, I'm not sure, but... When he went to go, like, meet with the Mungo guy, and it was just, like, this weird, crazy, new type guy who just sang swoosh and zer. to figure out how to describe writing a dark fantasy. Genuinely brilliant. Masterpiece.
Yeah.
That entire sequence. Whenever I see a character who says Zer and Zwish out of context for nothing, I'm in love.
I agree. Very, very new type.
I think this might be the most new type.
Yeah.
This was cute. I'm really excited to continue this.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm excited to continue this, but I absolutely want to.
I just want to see where the comedy goes, and I want to see the moment she inevitably finds out, and see like that face of like, because we saw at the beginning, she eventually finds out at the very end. When she's 18.
It seems like the framing story is that he's died and she's going through his older work. Or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see all the antics that go on. I'm excited to see how oblivious she is, because she seems kind of autistic to me.
Yeah.
Like in a really good way. She's just like, I don't know if she just doesn't care, or she just like kind of just goes along with the flow. It's interesting.
Yeah, I love how when in the meeting with the publisher guy, he does all these different poses and stances and stuff to hide the shirt, and she immediately has an archetype that she connects to it, and a lot of them don't make sense.
The first one made sense. The second one made no sense. Being a mother.
and they just increasingly make less sense.
It's a weird show. It's a weird show.
Yeah.
I don't know what to. I mean, I do know what to say. I really like this show. This was really fun.
Yeah. And I like that in addition to the comedy, there's an emotional hook too.
Yeah. Like, he genuinely cared. I forget the guy's name. Goto. He genuinely cares for his daughter, and I love that. Like, yeah. I love this. He has this burning passion to protect his daughter at all costs, and it's adorable and sweet. And she literally just comes off as a giant, like, sunflower.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so wholesome. It's so cute.
Yeah. I like this probably for a lot of the same reasons that I liked Sweetness and Lightning back when I watched that.
I recall not liking Sweetness and Lightning that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember why. It's been a while. I don't tend to remember the reasons I don't like a show after it's been like a month.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Recommend the show. Do it. Watch it, you cowards.
I also recommend this show.
Next is Princess Connect Redrive.
Redive.
Oh, I read that wrong. Oh well, this show's equally unmemorable.
Yeah. I don't remember most of what happened. There are a couple of things that I remember that I imagine could be funny as running gags. And there's one weird animation thing that I noticed that I can't tell if it was on purpose.
This show starts with the character being summoned into a new world like every isekai ever, and he just has no memories. Not like he has amnesia. I mean, he literally has no memories. He doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah. See, I like that as a concept. Because he's totally empty-headed. Seemingly literally.
The concept's cool. I just found the execution to be poor, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like, I was not interested in anything going on with the comedy at all for the show. Like, because you have the standard candy haired anime girls with the same same generic tropes. The white haired, sweethearted girl who's gonna probably win because she's the first girl he met.
Yeah, if it goes in the harem direction.
If it does, then you meet the strong princess girl. There was a really cool animation with her fighting the monsters at the end of the episode where she like becomes like, because she's really strong.
Yeah. See, I liked the princess girl because she's just, I like that she's just kind of a bonehead, but she's also really determined to do whatever it was she set out to do. Like, deliver that medicine to those bandits.
Here's... I mean, that was funny. That was funny. I really like that. What I didn't like was about our white-haired girl, who's, like, apparently, like, the main character is, like, really important to this world, right? And she's pretty weak in the grand scheme of things. And this guy's supposed to be a legendary warrior, so they gotta do, those weak, low-level quests. We gotta fight basic monsters. And, it felt weird to me that they just send this effectively worthless warrior to go protect the great warrior.
Yeah. That is weird.
Yeah.
I hope it ends up being good, but I'm probably gonna either not continue or wait on other better opinions.
I am going to drop it. This is literally the kind of show I don't like. I don't really care much for the harem anime unless you go really unique with it or really over the top with it.
Yeah.
Or you gives every single girl a really unique gimmick.
Yeah. Or a really hyper-specific gimmick.
Yeah. I don't know. Of all the harem shows I've seen, the only good one that I really, really like still is Samurai Bride, because that gimmick was really dumb and they just played into the dumbness of a harem anime. The gimmick was of that show, the main character gives special powers to any girl he kisses, thus turning them into super samurai. But he can't move, so he has to be protected by his brides, quote unquote.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they ended up fighting Jesus. Yeah, see, good version.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of, I think it was called Seiren, something like that.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I said the name right or if I got the name right. It sounds kind of, from what I remember, it sounds, if I were to describe it, it would sound like a knockoff of what you just described.
Well, the show's not like a masterpiece or anything. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a weird, good show, but much better than Princess Connect Redive. I did it again. I didn't mean to. It's just that this show's this forgettable. Oh yeah, I forgot. The main character's literally Kirito, design-wise.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I was staring at the poster for the show, and I just realized that he is Kirito again.
Yep.
At least the princess is cute.
I agree. I wouldn't mind getting a figure of her or something.
I would, because I'd be supporting
for...
this show.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for a figure of her.
Oh.
But
if I
wouldn't mind owning a figure of her.
Yeah, if I found a figure in the trash and it was of her, I'd clean it and bring it into my collection.
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing that. She's a decent character design. She's got long hair.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about this show.
Yeah. The next one, Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater, is not the worst of this batch.
No.
But it's the one I'm the most angry about.
You're angry at this show. Oh. This show is K-On, but fishing.
Yes. Let me read you through my first few notes.
Please, please. I want to know where this anger comes from.
Okay. This is K-On! But fishing. This girl is Yui but fishing. This girl is Ritsu but fishing. Everything that's different from K-On! Seems to just be a contrivance to make it about fishing instead of music. The name of the show is a knockoff of Hokago Tea Time. The Japanese name of the show, by the way, is Hokago Teibo Nishi. I can't see that not being a coincidence, considering how similar the two shows are.
You know, that is a much better way of just comparing it than I did. My grievance isn't that grievance, even though I do like K-On! My grievance is that she's literally bullied into being part of the club until she develops Stockholm Syndrome and this continues attending school, the club.
Yeah, the thing with the octopus was really uncomfortable to watch, and it was clearly trying to present itself as funny.
For context, to that scene, just for the audience, she catches her first fish she ever catches, and it's established early on that she's not good at with carrying bugs, and she doesn't like fish. She catches an octopus, it falls in her leg, and it starts, getting closer and closer to her crotch and she's just terrified. And she asks the other girl to take her off, and pretty much tortures her to sign up for the club.
Yeah.
So not the best. I was also awkwarded by that scene. It's just, I feel bad for her more than laugh at her misery because she just literally does nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like this sweetheart, and she's also taken away from her true passion, which is the thing that really makes me not like the other girls that much.
Yeah, the handcraft club, I think it was.
Yeah, and she's really good at it, as we see her, like, her stress relief is just stitching this little puppy thing.
Yeah.
So, I just found that I guess you could call it bad, not even bad taste. I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who liked K-On! But don't like it enough to examine why they like it will like this show a lot.
Probably. I mean, the show has a lot of good things going for it. Like, it was really, like, there were scenes that looked really good, and when it comes to fishing, they make it look really fun.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't like fishing. But
yeah.
Like, and I do like the over-the-top gear that they have for their fishing club and the weird eccentricism that they have for their club. Yeah. I don't want to make my opinion seem all negative, because I thought there were some good things about this show in general.
Yeah. I did like that they didn't just immediately go to the standard version of fishing. Just the one hook, and then you throw it out.
I didn't even know there was a fishing rod that had like 8 or 9 hooks on it. I mean, well, not even. I mean, I'm not the biggest fisherman, but you get what I'm saying. I'm over-explaining.
Yeah, that never occurred to me either, but it makes enough sense that
I can
you would do that for fishing in bulk.
I also like the little gag of them, like, where she's trying to catch the octopus for the first time and she has to keep taking a step to the right. And the other girl just, like, says, just take a step. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny, actually. And just the fact that it went on for so long.
Yeah.
Sold it.
It's just... It's a cute show. I just don't think I'll continue it, because I just see I just feel like it's going to become a torture porn for Hina.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of watching characters get tortured unless it's like, I don't like it if it's like a sweet character.
Yeah.
Do it to a bratty character, I'll probably be fine.
Yeah. So next up is Sakura Wars the animation.
Oh, lovely.
No. That is my opinion of this show.
It's another... Why are there 2 bad CG animes this season?
I don't know. In this one, the CG was so bad that I noticed.
It's just... The character faces just look weird.
Yeah.
Like, they all look off, and I don't know why. I think it's like the eyes are just off. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, I don't think I even got far enough to get a good look at anybody's face.
Once you meet the main girl, who's like the leader of like their J-pop samurai hunting gig, she like goes to see like apparently her senpai has returned home, and that's where I stopped watching because it just got hard to watch. Her face just looks too stretched, vertically, horizontally or vertically.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I'll get a photo, but I really don't want to.
Yeah, it's... I wouldn't want to put that on screen either.
That too. Yeah, apparently they later on fight off a demon invasion. I didn't get to that part. I'm just reading the synopsis. This show just... I mean, the animation's really rough, like the other CG shows. I don't think... I think they... I don't know why Japan hasn't... Or at least the anime industry hasn't learned how to animate CG. Which is strange to me.
Yeah, only one studio seems to do it at all well. And they've made 2 shows. I think it's called Studio... Yeah, Land of the Lustrous and Beastars.
Oh, well, Land of the Lustrous is gorgeous. And what I've seen of Beastars looks great. I need to still watch Beastars.
Yeah, it's called Studio Orange, I think.
Good on them. Good on them.
Yeah.
Learn from them. I want Japan to get better at animating CG anime, because I'm fine with CG anime. I'm not anti-CG. I know there's some weird anime fans who are, but hey, Premiere was good.
Yeah, Premiere was great.
Yeah.
And we've got its successor coming up pretty soon.
Soon. I think we got a ways to go before we get there.
Oh yeah, it's a while, but we've got a bunch of shows that we have probably nothing to say about.
I'm not letting you skip over the next show at all.
Oh, I'm not. I don't want to skip over it either. Why don't you introduce it?
What if we made an anime about an Olympian, but we made it in claymation?
Yes.
So let me read you my first note. This was when I was watching the opening. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Is that claymation? Holy shit!
I'm pretty sure it's CG claymation, isn't it?
I don't know. It looks good, claymation-wise, at least. Like,
yeah, it looks really good.
This show is so funny.
Yeah, my favorite joke right at the end of this first episode was when he asked, "What is this place? What is it called?" And the guy says, "Tokyo."
Oh, yeah.
And then he immediately says, "Ah, I see. I'm in Tokyopolis."
My favorite joke was his dumb crying face. Because it's masterful, and it's just, like, is the funniest crying face ever made by mankind. I will... Well, I have a picture, but I'll put it in the episode. People need to see this face.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, the gimmick is that this guy loves to paint, but he's bad at it, but he's really strong, so the mayor wants him to compete in the Olympics. And our guy, he doesn't want to play in the Olympics, he just wants to paint pottery all day. That's all he wants to do, right?
Yeah.
So, he goes and cries in a pot, gets hit by lightning, and he travels to the future.
Yeah, in 2020... where presumably the 2020 Olympics should be happening.
Oof. Well, oh well.
Yeah.
And he's made claymation, and all the people in Japan are like 2D hand drawn, and they have this paper feel to them, which is
Yeah.
cool. This was a really it's a 5-minute show. That's all there is to it. All of you have no excuse to not watch this if you're watching this for some reason. Like,
Yeah. And this was clearly meant to promote the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
yes. And it does such a good job about me getting excited about the Olympics.
Yeah. I'm rarely excited for the Olympics, but I want to watch more of this show.
Oh, I will finish this. I need to see where this goes. This is gonna be 24 episodes. We're gonna have 24 episodes of this. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right? Oh, this was. Oh yeah, and I was just reading the description because it says he's an otaku. I didn't get that from him.
Really?
Yeah, it says like in the description, Demetrios was a young man in ancient Greece who was a potter's apprentice, but also a rather timid otaku.
That's incredible.
Yes. And this man's like buff as fuck. Like, this is what Nate attempts to be
Yes.
and fails.
For context to our listeners who probably found us through Nate anyway, Nate is the best guy ever.
If they needed that context, I'm scared for them.
Yeah. Although I would be happy that they found this.
Me too. Hello, new viewers that aren't PCP fans.
Yes.
We also hate the PCP.
Yes. We're trying to destroy them by ripping off all of their ideas.
Yeah, we need to rip off Nate and Digibro separately.
Yeah.
So besides that, I don't really have a lot more to say because it's just kind of there for this show. It's not like there's a lot else going on other than the show's funny.
Yeah.
Not that it's not good, but
yeah, I do really, or I want to give my kudos, that's a Greek word, to these, or to whoever thought it was a good idea to make this just as an advertisement for the Olympics. Because I would never have expected this amount of creativity for something like that.
And for a while, I thought this was the most ambitious, the most interesting, visual appealing show of the season. And boy, was I wrong.
Yes. We'll get to that toward the end.
Well, after another 5-minute show, let's go to another short show. How about Girls' School, Holy Girls Square Academy?
A minute of this 2-minute and 45-second short was the OP and ED.
The opening plays twice in this 3-minute show.
It plays as the opening and then also as part of the backstory.
Yes.
In a flashback.
I'm struggling to remember what happens in this show.
Yeah, all I've got is clearly an ad for a mobile app.
My first note is girl sounds like boy. OP is played twice.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah. I remember now. This is about a girl who joins like some sort of like weird, cool school called Holy Girls Academy, and she's trying to become the next great pop star, I guess.
Yeah, I guess this
is gonna be 50 minutes? I mean, 50 episodes? What?
Yeah, I guess this is going to be... Or I guess she's going to a Christian idol academy.
Keith, this is gonna be 50 episodes.
I don't like that.
How do you do 50 episodes of this?
I don't know.
My brain's hurting.
Yeah. I if I had to guess, we'll probably get as much plot as you would get in maybe 2 episodes of a regular show.
Maybe if we're lucky.
Oh, and this is Wit Studio. Or one of the studios working on this.
Well, sometimes an anime studio needs to do an ad to make some money.
I get that. It's just...
Remember,
Wow.
Studio Trigger's... One of Studio Trigger's first shows was a... what was it? It was an idol... Was one of the... was an idol show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
One of the Idol Masters, I think?
Yeah. It was bad. But then they gave us Kill la Kill right afterwards. So it's like, sometimes you gotta pay the bills sometimes. So.
Yeah. Although they also gave us Inferno Cop, I assume, during that first show that they made.
I think Inferno Cop did come out. I thought Inferno Cop was like made in between Kill la Kill episodes. I thought that was the story for it.
That sounds more likely. I mainly just remember that they were only allowed to work on it for like 5 minutes a day.
I mean, it shows, but it's also amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inferno Cop's genuinely one of the greatest things ever made.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I didn't know I wanted Inferno Cop until I saw Inferno Cop.
Yeah.
Now I only want Inferno Cop.
Yep. And so we've filmed most of this segment about Girl School, Holy Girl Square Academy.
I think we talked more than the episode itself about Inferno Cop.
Yeah, we talked longer about Inferno Cop than the length of the episode.
I hope that's true. I really hope that's true.
Yeah.
Next. Would you like to introduce it?
Yes. Shiro Neko Project Zero Chronicle.
This show was edgy.
Yes.
Oh.
And not even just edgy. It was just edgy.
This boy is the edgiest designed character I've seen in a while.
Yeah, see, I saw him and immediately thought, boy Ryuko.
I mean, yeah.
And he's not even as good of a character design as that.
Well, one, Ryuko is an amazing design.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everything about her just, like, is this over-the-top, school bully archetype design. This guy...
Yeah.
You see this guy in the opening, and it's like devil and angel sort of thing. It's like, okay, we're dealing with darkness and light. Looks generic. And then you cut to the first shot of the scene, and you see him, like, working in these normie clothes, and he just looks so jarring.
Yeah.
Like, he's got these, this weird haircut, and everyone else is like, looks like a normal fantasy character, and it just looks awful.
Yeah. There was one scene where he was in a crowd, and it was like one of those spot the main character games.
Yeah, it's about as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
But at least Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just dumb in general, so you can kind of forgive it.
Yeah.
Here, this show takes itself really seriously.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what is actually supposed to be going on. It feels like they think they've explained it really well, but they haven't.
What I've gathered is that it seems like the world was split apart at some point, and you got the angel people who live up in heaven, who seem to just, like, fuck around all day. And then you have the people in the darkness, where it's like literal hell because the demon Prince of Darkness lives there.
Yeah.
And just, like, enslaves people. And then our main character just meets, like, the Prince of Darkness randomly, and they sword fight.
I thought he was supposed to be the Prince of Darkness.
No, he inherits the title from him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
that
what
makes
the
a
sword.
lot more sense.
Yeah, that's what the sword symbolizes. Whoever has the sword is the Prince of Darkness.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
God, I feel like I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts when I'm talking about this show, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
The Prince of Darkness. Yeah.
And it's not even as complicated as Kingdom Hearts. It's just as stupid.
Yes, but at least Kingdom Hearts has, like, everyone kind of fits in the world, so it works to a degree. Here,
Yeah,
it just, like, you got, like, normies, and then you got, like, these weird fantasy characters, and then you got, like, this boring, dirty world.
Yeah, and at least Kingdom Hearts has things to say. This doesn't seem to have things to say.
I have my notes that I think perfectly describe this show. Darkness versus light.
That's pretty much it. And it kind of hints that this really, really basic dynamic is going to be more complicated, but I can't see it ever being interesting.
I can't either. Darkness versus light is generally kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think they're hinting that there's going to be some kind of love story between our main darkness boy and the main light girl. But
oh, and of course they have
that,
opposite colors. He's red and black, she's white and blue.
Yeah.
Literal. It's boring. These color choices are boring.
Yeah.
I saw these colors in fucking KOTOR 2, and at least they did something interesting with that concept where they were both fucked up individuals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should stop talking about this.
Yes, we should.
Yeah. Oh, but I do have one last note on this before we move on.
All right.
I like swords. That's
Hell
the
yeah.
best thing about this show.
Hell yeah. Is that a literal quote from that show? Did that happen?
No, it's not a quote. It's
Okay.
just it's a quote from an old and probably non-existent anymore Mal review of the Asterisk War.
Incredible Mal reviews. You can always love them, and they're never wrong. Ever.
Yeah. But yeah, that sums up, I think, the entire appeal of both this show and the Asterisk War. I like swords.
I like swords too. I'll introduce this one.
Okay.
Wave, listen to me. Is a
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
is a show about a girl fighting a bear, and then we find out it's about talk show hosts, and it's so cool. Ah, I like this show a lot. This is probably my show this season.
The moment I was sold on this show was when it cut to her in the booth, and she just keeps talking and keeps talking in perfect emotional acting stuff, and she just goes on for like 10 minutes without breathing. It's incredible.
It really is incredible. For me, actually, it was the same moment as when I fell in love with the show. Because I was, obviously I was confused what was going on in the beginning, and then just, it's so fun, and she's just so good at her job.
Yeah, and she's so into it.
Yeah, and then you just hear, like, from the other people in the room, like, do you have any injured bear sounds? Hilarious. Literally hilarious. And then we go the flashback to see how she got here, and it's just like she's just like works at a restaurant, and she just gets drunk one night and just starts talking to a guy about all of her boy problems, and
Yeah, and then it turned out he was recording her for
Yeah.
some reason.
I guess he liked her rant and thought it would work.
Yeah, I guess he liked her rant and thought it would work. And also he wanted her to go to the studio and
He wanted to hire her, but he didn't want to hire her.
Yeah. Like, he hatched this scheme, like, okay, I've got to trick her into coming down to the studio.
I mean, the guy seemed like he knew what he was doing, because he just, like, let her just get on air right after. And
Yeah.
And when she comes back on air, you know, she starts fucking it up really quickly early on. Like, you know, she's just like, she's stumbling over herself. She's afraid. And then something clicks in her head. And she just like gets into it. And she starts cursing her old boyfriend out for being this jerk. And I just love it. I'm like, I love you. I love her so much.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
This is, if anything is the sleeper hit of this season, it's going to be this.
I haven't done a lot of research on what people are talking about this season, but Wave Listen to Me was not on my radar at all. And
Yeah.
And it horrifies me that that this show is like going unnoticed at the moment. Because this show's way too good. In a good way. Like, ooh. This is my... Like, the only thing I can say I don't like is that the CG car looked bad. Because they always look bad.
Yeah. And it's always the same car. Seems like, anyway.
This car was different than the normal CG car.
Okay, I'll give them credit for that, at least.
I mean, and it was better anime than most CG cars, which I'll give them credit as well. Like, it's very fluid animation, and she drives like a maniac.
Yeah. It's almost it being CG helps to sell how crazy she's going.
Yeah. I mean, it does represent her rage at this point in time.
Yeah.
I love how she just expresses her emotions. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, also every character design is grounded in a really great way.
Yeah.
You know, they just all have that. This is a show about adults doing cool things.
Yeah.
And I love shows like that.
Yeah, and not just adults doing cool things, but adults doing cool things that any adult could possibly do.
Yeah, it's not like she's like extremely talented initially. Like, we saw where she goes to and we saw where she started, so we can see that big contrast.
Yeah, and I'm hoping at least this first season is leading up to that thing that she was doing in the opening.
I would imagine. I really want to know how she starts, how they get to the point about her being chased by a bear in the studio.
Yeah, I think that's a script that she had to memorize.
It is. Well, not memorize. She probably had it in front of her, but she probably ran it over a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, how did they like think this show idea was like a cool idea, you know?
Yeah.
So, I thought that was, like I said, my favorite show this season. It was just so good, so fun, just...
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
Would you like to introduce the next show?
Yes. Woodpecker Detective's Office. I don't know if I like it, but it's really comfy, even though it comes off like it's trying to be serious.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a slow burn of a show, at least for episode 1, which you don't see a lot in anime. At least in my experience, most anime tend to be very fast paced. This was a slow show.
Yeah.
It took its time with the details, with the main character smoking and investigating. Yeah. I mean, it starts off with us telling that his best friend dies, and we go back in time to see what happened.
Yeah.
And I really like how the world's drawn in the show. Like, all the characters have this cool, you know, I guess you could say kind of old Japanese drawing to a sense of it.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a sucker for colored outlines.
Me too.
And I picked that up here.
It looks good. It's a very appealing show on its visuals alone.
Yeah.
But as you see, I'm not a fan of slow burn shows. So
Yeah.
I found this episode a little hard to watch for me. I think, people who can appreciate these shows that take more time to get into would like it a lot more than me.
Yeah, I like a good slow burn, but this might be too slow for me.
I can understand that. Because it does take like half the episode before the main two guys start becoming detectives in a sense.
Yeah.
I just don't find I'm interested in the characters themselves because one guy's kind of like it's literally Watson and Sherlock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that dynamic is very common and understandably very good.
Oh no, I get why the dynamic exists. It's a very easy way to explain to the audience what's going on. Though I find that our Sherlock in this case is he doesn't have the Sherlock traits that I'm a fan of. I guess I am trying to compare them directly to Sherlock and Watson in this case, but he doesn't. I don't know much about his character, and I don't know what are his negatives because he's semi of a nice guy and kinda is also a dick, but it's like in the middle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he goes into he fixes some makes some evidence in a scene, but it proves his point. So
Yeah.
it's just like I don't know, like that's bad, but everything he's done up to this point is pretty much like he's a normal detective. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I feel iffy on the show as well. And I don't know if I'll continue it. Because now that the plot's set up, it might be faster, but I also wasn't that interested in this case because it was pretty not that interesting of a case to me.
Yeah, it was pretty basic.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another one that I just said I'm going to wait on other opinions.
I understand that. I can feel that. I don't know. This isn't like Psychopaths for me where I was really interested in the mystery going on around it the entire time. So
Yeah.
if the mysteries get more interesting, it'll probably be a more fun watch for me. But I'm probably not going to continue it. I'm probably going to go back to the other shows I'd like more.
I agree. Yeah, this might be one that I go back to in a couple of years when I've got nothing to watch.
You'll always have something to watch if you're looking hard enough.
That's true.
Yes, you haven't seen all of Gundam yet.
That's true.
Exactly. There's always something to watch.
Yes. There is.
All right. Next show is A3, Season Spring and Summer.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to remember what the show was.
I have.
Is this the show? Is this a show about the actors? About the not the actor? Sorry, the actor. Because there's one. Oh yeah. Okay, so this show's about like this actor kid who joins an acting club or not club, an acting trope.
Troop.
Oh, thank you.
A troop.
Thank you. And the day after he joins, they're gonna tear down the theater that he's doing his thing at while he's in it.
Yeah. I don't get that.
Yeah, because apparently they didn't pay their fees for like 8 years.
You would think that they would have repossessed it before then.
Yeah. Also,
but even then, why would they tear it down? They could just repurpose it as another one of the general purpose theaters.
Apparently, they're going to turn it into a bar.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a one-off line.
Even then, they wouldn't have even needed to tear it down for that, though.
I don't know. I would think a theater bar design could be cool with the current building.
Yeah.
I mean, all they'd have to do is repaint it,
Yeah, pretty much.
which is a lot cheaper than a new building. So, Pretty Boy and this random girl who shows up say, "No, you can't do it. I just did my first performance and I'm attached to this building now." Wah.
Yeah.
Literally. And then they say, if you can get a troupe together by tonight, then you can stay. You're good.
Yeah. That's...
This
I
show is
don't know what the
bad.
logic there is. I think engaging with it in good faith, I think what it's supposed to be is, I guess, the mortgage guy. I think that's what he does. He, I guess he just wants to see that they're going to be able to pay it back soon enough.
Oh, I get why he's doing it. I mean, it makes sense. It's just like they haven't paid their fees. It makes sense to me. It's just the way they explain this is just a really dumb way.
Yeah. And then the whole "you've got to be back here by sundown" situation. That's such a tropey thing that never makes sense to me.
Yeah. What do you mean by sundown? Do you mean when the sun starts to go down, or do you mean literally sundown?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of good things about the show. The lighting and backgrounds were nice.
Yeah. The guy who was driving the crane thing was kind of funny.
He looked literally just like a Majima henchman from Yakuza. And go on.
It's still not good, but I just found him funny as a character for what he was doing.
Oh, when I saw him, I thought of Majima's henchman. Cool. I'm happy. References make me happy. Probably not a reference, but it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I was bored. I mean, I don't like pretty boys. They're drawn this way. I've never been attracted to them. I just find them to look meh.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
This is not a Kenshiro boy. Give me my Kenshiros. I miss them. Ugh.
Yeah, this was boring.
It was really boring. I had to put the show on ×2 speed to finish it.
I wish I had thought of that.
Oh, I did that for a lot of these bad shows. If it was under 5, because I gave each show a score, to help me remember what I thought of it immediately. Anything that was under 5, I probably put on ×2.
Okay. I should do that for next season then.
It really saves you time. I thought of it this week. And by this week, I mean yesterday. I was watching half these shows.
Yes.
God, yesterday was so fucking long.
I bet.
Alright. This show, you did excite me for, this next show. Because you told me the concept, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. And this show's Future Folktales. And it's a combination of a Japanese studio working together with a Saudi Arabia studio to make an anime that tells folktales.
Yeah, it's the big one, Toei Animation. And then on top of that, it's also the first project of Saudi Arabia Manga Productions.
And they do a decent job, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some issues, but we'll go over them.
Yeah. I really like the near future setting in Riyadh. I think that's how it's pronounced.
I would have hoped so. We're gonna butcher this pronunciation either way. What
Yeah.
I kind of wish they just cut that part out though, honestly. To me it doesn't really add anything to the story besides just a way to connect these stories together.
Maybe. I kind of would have preferred if this had just been the whole show and they dropped the folktale thing.
Ah. Well, I was far more interested in the folktale aspect myself.
It was interesting, but I want to know more about this cool city.
I understand that. Yeah, all my notes are really related to the whole folktale aspect rather than the city aspect.
Yeah. I know you've got things to say about Zarka.
I love her so much. She's so pretty. Ah, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
I love her, and she's really eyesight. I really hope she doesn't fall in love with the leader guy because he kind of is just like a douche to her entire life for no reason because she's talented and he's kind of well, at least as far as we're concerned, not talented.
Yeah. See, what I got out of this is just that each of the folktale segments is just going to be a one-off thing.
Yeah. Oh,
but
I do
hope we see more of characters from the previous folktales.
I would like to. I like Zarqua mainly because her design is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Even well, I mean, all the designs are pretty good, honestly. I mean, when we're in Riada and we get to see like the future, I love all the kids' designs. They're all like have this cool look to them. They look like they're out of a Mamoru Oshii movie.
Yeah. I love what I can only describe as Cat Haro.
Oh, the
Yeah, the little robot thing.
unnecessary but really fun because he reminds me of Haro.
Yes.
Except he's cuter than Haro, which I didn't know was possible.
Agreed.
There was like a few shots that I thought were strange though. Like in the before we go to learn about the folktale, there's this shot of the grandmother talking to the kids, and they're just kind of standing around, and they animate only one of them. It just I know that's an animation trick, but it just felt like it lasted too long and felt really awkward.
Yeah.
Do you know what scene I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, you're fine. It was just something I picked up when I was watching. It was just like, this feels weird. This feels like the Devilman scene at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I could point it out to you, but that requires me to pull up the episode.
Yeah.
And that would take time.
Yeah, that would take time. That would take editing time.
And we don't edit here. Well, I mean, we do. And by we, I mean our editor, Mr. Keyblade.
Yes, that's me. Do you have anything more to say about this?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of like a basic folktale once they start talking about it, so there's not much to the story. It's just a cool story, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And it's Toei animation, so it looks baseline good.
Yeah. Yeah. The animation's fine. There wasn't nothing spectacular or noteworthy. At least I thought so.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. I might continue this, but probably not.
It's 13 episodes long. I could see myself finishing it.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being very impressionistic this week on my opinions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh.
Yeah. And before we get to our next show, there's one other show that I kind of want to bring up.
Sure.
Card Fight, Vanguard Gaiden, If. Neither of us could find this one, but I found out that it was delayed due to what we'll call the situation.
That makes sense.
And I know that there have been a lot of anime delays lately, but this is the first one that seems like it just hasn't even started yet because of that.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
Well, thank
but
you for
it
the
is
update.
what it is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was at least interesting enough to be noteworthy.
that is.
Yep.
Will you?
And then I'm gonna introduce the next episode, the next show. Ooh. Is racism bad? The answer may surprise you. BNA answers this question. Racism is bad. It didn't surprise you.
I honestly thought racism was good until I watched this show. Now I no longer hate the races.
Yes. I think this is gonna be the thing that we put in our title. Best new anime.
This show is really, really pretty.
Yeah, I love the color palette.
Oh yeah, and I do love how all the Beastmen look design wise.
Yeah, yeah.
They may just be furries, but it's cool. Does this make us
Yeah.
furries for liking the show?
I don't think so.
I think you're a furry now, Key.
I don't think so.
I think we're both furries now.
I don't think so.
Audience, are you a furry? Go watch the show. This show is just... it's a Studio Trigger show, and they went all out. They really did.
Yeah.
Like, oh... The action in this episode is just so... It flows so well. All the punches are dynamic and really hit. Like...
Yeah.
This show's so exciting to watch. It's hard to say without the entire context of the show, because I feel like the show will be a lot easier to explain, because this episode really just felt like, here's the world, beastmen and humans hate beastmen, but all beastmen are inherently stronger than all people.
Yeah, and a lot of beastmen hate humans too.
Yeah.
And one thing I joked about this earlier because it's very clearly on the racism is bad angle. Well, so it's being very heavy-handed about that, but there's a much more subtle thing that I noticed. It kind of asks this really interesting question that I've never thought about.
Oh?
Yeah. Is getting to live freely as yourself worth it if it limits your interactions exclusively to some arbitrarily constructed group that is considered to be your kind?
Ah. Oh, that's fair.
Because that's what I think it's called animosity is.
Yeah.
Beastmen get to live as beastmen, but at the same time they can only interact with beastmen.
I see.
And
I'm curious
and our main
how that'll develop.
Yeah, and our main character girl clearly has a lot of affection for humans.
Yeah.
She sees humans as very worthwhile.
I mean, the show... I mean, obviously there'll be spoilers for every one of these episodes, because it's a first impression show. The show ends with the episode saying she was born a human.
Yeah. And we get to see what I assume is a little bit of a flashback to when she was a human.
Yes. Which means this girl is trans beastman.
Yes. Which makes the color palette even more appropriate.
Yes. Thus, she is the single greatest character ever.
At least in Trigger shows.
She goes up she goes on the ranks. I don't know if she's better than Luluko yet for me, though.
Maybe.
I'll have to, when we finish the show, that'll determine. But, ooh, I am excited to see where the show goes. She's got this cool power related to her tail that she can make it really floofy.
Yeah, she's clearly meant to be like a Tanuki girl.
I thought just raccoon, but
Now
Tanuki makes sense.
I know it's translated as raccoon, but I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be a Tanuki because of the things that she's able to do with her tail. I think that's a Tanuki mythological thing.
I didn't know that. I don't really know a lot about Tanukis, honestly. I just know the Tom Nook's one.
I didn't know that, but that makes sense.
Yes. That's why he's always wearing the thing that covers where his balls would be. Because he's ashamed he lost them.
I see.
This is canon.
Oh, I see.
What else do I have to say about this show? I'm trying to think. It's just this show just introduces pretty much like some of the other shows, just sets up the world. You know?
Yeah, and it sets up the world, and it sets up some good, interesting, nuanced ideological ideas.
Yeah,
ideological conflict.
I'm curious if the obvious villain will be the obvious villain, or if it'll be someone else.
Yeah,
hard to say.
It's Trigger, so I don't expect them to do the obvious thing.
No, it's probably gonna be someone interesting. We'll see where it goes. I'm obviously gonna follow this as a Studio Trigger fan.
Yeah. And the other notable thing about this is that they've just released the first 6 episodes. They're all out right now.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go binge that. I feel like I'm advertising the show now. Studio Trigger, please sponsor us. We could use your Trigger bucks real bad.
Yes, don't even pay us in real money, just send us Trigger bucks.
I would honestly advertise for Trigger bucks. Unironically.
Yes.
BNA. It's real good.
Yes. As our title suggests, best new anime.
But is it the best anime
ever?
Ghost in the Shell.
Standalone Complex.
Release date when?
Nate.
All right.
Anyway, let's talk about a much worse show. Shachibato, President. It's time for battle.
You know, this is how generic this show was. I literally got this show mixed up several times during this episode about which show this was.
Yeah.
And I watched this episode last night.
I can't picture in my head what it looked like.
This was the other show that looked just like SAO.
Okay.
And this is the show like with the giant gate portal thing that just exists inside the town.
Oh yeah, all of the many gates.
Yeah. And this show specifically had Thick Miku.
Okay.
Do you remember her?
No.
She's the most unique character design.
I don't remember anything about this show.
I don't blame you. It's literally just Hatsune Miku, but thick.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least we've got that.
It's not much.
Yeah. But at least it's one good thing that this show brought into this world.
Besides that, this show's bad.
Yes.
Like, it's another harem anime that's not a harem anime. I mean, it's an isekai harem, except it's not an isekai. Because, they cut out the whole...
Yeah, it's native isekai.
Yeah. Like, there are dungeons that exist in the world, and they're going to go explore dungeons, and they make the random guy the club president for some reason.
Yeah, I don't even know why they call it a club.
I don't know either. They just put him in charge for some reason. all the girls are your literal generic girls.
Bet they are.
Like, you just go through the rhythm. This show has no passion. At least it feels to me. It just goes through all the tropes that anime always has every season.
Yeah. I think probably the easiest comparison between shows in this season to make would be between this and Princess Reconnect that we talked about earlier.
Oh yeah, we did talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said the name wrong too. With Princess Connect Redive, at least, despite everything else, you can tell that they really enjoyed working on the project.
Yeah.
This has no soul.
It's like... It's not the worst show I've ever seen. The only equivalent I could think of is like Irregular Magic High is the equivalent. Back when that was, magical high schools was the generic thing before it became isekais.
Yeah.
I'd say this show's the equivalent of Irregular Magic High of this season. It's just
I can totally see that. Yeah. But anyway, let's get on to the real best new anime of this season. Haha, we tricked you. It wasn't BNA. It was Gal and Dino.
Gal and Dino! I love it so much. I didn't know I wanted it until I saw it. And now I have it. And now I love it.
Yeah, I love how dumb the dinosaur looks.
Whoa, we gotta talk about one thing first. That anime opening where we get live action of him in a room being filmed by just cameramen going into the circle around him.
Yeah.
Literally incredible. Best anime opening of the season, of the year.
Easily agreed.
Now we can talk about his dumb design that is so cute and I want a plushie so badly.
Yeah, I love how dumb the dinosaur looks. It's really adorable. I can tell that what the entire point of this show is to explore every possible facet of how this dinosaur can be cute. And I'm totally down for it.
He's the most stupidly cute thing ever? Possibly?
Yeah.
Like, he just... Like, there's a scene of him, like, where Gal is preparing ramen for him, and he just looks so sad when she gives her, this fucking, tuna. Because he doesn't like tuna.
Yeah.
He's a dino. He loves ramen.
It wasn't just tuna, it was cat food.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, as we learn later, he's really scared of cats.
Which is funny.
Yeah. So I think what that was is that he was scared of the tuna can because it has a cat on it.
Genius. Literal genius.
Yeah.
I like how the transition is like him in the room, but it's like this clay doll version of him, and there's a cat in the background.
Yeah, and it's just a YouTube video looking thing.
Yeah, and when
of him doing something cute.
Because of the way the show is, it's obviously like 5-minute shorts, but they all end with the YouTube clip thing. So I always thought I was watching YouTube when I was doing it, in that sense. Really funny, really clever, really cool. And the show is so cool creatively, because it's just... You get anime scenes, and then you get like these cool claymation scenes. And then after the 10-minute mark, I don't know where it's going to go anymore, and it's now live action. What?
Yeah, they just remade the first scene in live action.
But they take
with a dude.
Yeah, with a dude. And it's Christmas now, so they celebrate Christmas together, and they have like this... It's so sweet. It's so cute. Like this old Japanese guy going through all the same things as a 20-year-old Japanese lady. It's so perfect.
Yeah, and when the And in the live action segment, when the dinosaur is real excited about the ramen, every time he moves, it's a lightsaber noise.
Yes.
That was adorable and really
I
hilarious.
don't know why. Why was it a lightsaber? I this show is so weird, but so wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, Gal is like this sweet optimist. Like, she's just so... Like, they have like such a cute duo, and I'm just curious, like, are dinos just like pets, or are they like friends in this world?
I'm not sure. I get the feeling that this is very abnormal, but I like it. Or I get the feeling that this is a very abnormal thing, and everybody in the world is just a person who's able to accept it.
You know, that's the most reasonable explanation of what's going on in this show. Incredible. Incredible.
Yes.
Yes, this show's amazing. I did not expect this going into it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to keep watching this.
I need to catch up on this show. I need to know what happens.
Yeah. And also, I think it's safe to say that this is the successor to Pop Team Epic.
It is the same team, or at least director.
Yeah. It's got like the same character designer from the Pop Team Epic comic.
I haven't seen Pop Team Epic still, but I think I have to now after this.
Yeah. And I get the feeling that this is what season 2 of Pop Team Epic turned into. Like they never actually announced a season 2 for it, but they kind of hinted at it and then they stopped. And now this has come out.
There are only 3 volumes of the manga out right now for Gal and Dino.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So that tells me it's relatively young. I did a little research on this one because I was curious if the guy was the director.
Yeah.
I couldn't find an answer because I was just too stunned by the fact that this show has a 5.6 on Mal for some reason.
Yeah,
This show's disliked and is one of the most dropped shows of the season. I don't know how or why.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I've lost faith in Mal again.
I'm surprised you ever had faith in Mal.
Okay, I guess I shouldn't have had faith in Mal. That is my fault.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Thank you, Key. I felt awful for you feeling bad for me for having faith in Mal. I will never have faith in Mal again. It's worth noting that I checked on 3 other sites and this is consistent. That it tends to be like 3 stars or below a 6.
Yeah.
So apparently across the board, anime fans are dumb for not appreciating this masterpiece.
Yeah. Yeah, on AnyDB, the current average, or the drop rate is only about 10%.
That's better than the Mal drop rate. That tells me these AnyDB guys are probably more cultured.
Yeah. Andrea, let me look at some of the discussion on it.
Please do.
Yep. Randy1925 says, "We need more Gyaru anime." Counterfeit says, "This looks like it has potential to be adorable." Soulless Goat says, "This would have been fine as animated 3-minute shorts, maybe even 12-minute eps. But adding in the live action second half to turn a half episode into a full episode took the quirk just a bit too far."
Well, that's what you get for asking a soulless goat.
Yeah, that was probably the worst opinion in this thread.
No, that is just the worst opinion.
Yeah.
We're calling you out. This show, better than Tower of God. better than BNA. Get fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, like we said, the real best new anime. That's what this is the real thing that the title is referring to.
Yes. Gal and Dino.
Yes.
Mind blown experience. Did not expect it to be good.
100%.
Which brings us to our last show.
Yes, in record time.
Wow.
We've only been going for about an hour and a half.
Wow. We gotta drag this one out, Key, by a half an hour.
No, we can't do that. This isn't good enough to talk this much about.
Don't worry, Key. I'll carry us through it. I got 30 minutes worth of dialogue to say on Mucal Dreamy.
Okay.
Muclay Dreamy? Key, I need your pronunciation skills.
I'm saying Mucal Dreamy.
Okay. So Mucal Dreamy is this really cute show about a magical girl who teams up with a stuffed animal to fight evil dreams.
Yes.
And it's really cute. And it has a lot of bright pastel colors, and everyone's smiling, and it's really cute.
Yeah, it looks like diabetes.
I love bright colors a lot. So I when I saw this episode, I was just screaming in excitement.
Yeah. I wasn't very excited about this one.
Do you hate magical girls, Key?
I don't hate magical girls. I just didn't like this show. It felt really basic.
I mean,
the only thing about it that I really liked was the aesthetic.
That's what carried me through the show. That's why I liked it as much as I did. It's just I really liked the aesthetic. I just kind of wanted a magical girl with this colored paint on it. It's kind of all I wanted and kind of what I got.
Yeah, if this goes in a Madoka direction, it'll be a bigger twist than it was with Madoka.
I don't think it will.
Oh, I definitely don't think it will.
This feels very much generic. Yeah, this is planned to be 48 episodes. This is not going Madoka.
It's not going in that direction at all.
No, it's not. If it's a full, I don't know if I'll finish the show because I've never actually finished a 50 episode magical girl show besides Sailor Moon. Because they get really repetitive.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to be very Monster of the Week.
Yes, but I'll probably enjoy the first 5 to 10 episodes and then drop it.
That sounds like what would go on.
Yeah, I mean, I just found the show to be really cute, and I really like the opening. The ED's really bad because it's a CG dance.
Yeah.
And this show's really is a really obvious marketing. Like the main animal companion is a stuffed animal that I want. And
I wouldn't mind having it as a plushie too.
I would have it. It's cute. And you know, the magic wand that looks straight out of Sailor Moon looks very plastic toyish.
Yeah.
Like it's really obvious what they're doing. I just really liked it because it's just so sweet. It's so sweet and happy.
Yeah, it reminds me of those really, really pink and purple, like, coloring arts and crafts things that used to be really popular. Do you remember what those were called?
I don't know, but I remember my sister having them a lot.
Okay.
Ooh. It reminded me of Precure.
I should watch Precure then.
Heartcatch has a really good aesthetic.
Okay.
As someone who's seen 2 episodes of it, I know May's a big fan, and she's convinced me to watch Precure. I just haven't put the time in. I don't like Monster of the Week shows.
Yeah, and for context, the May we're talking about is Digibro's wife, May, aka Pantsu Party.
I thought they were engaged.
They're engaged, but I call her his wife because
Okay.
it's easier.
It makes sense. I was just curious on that. Let's give our summary of the season since we're at the end of the entire season now. What is your favorite and least favorite shows of this season? Both list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finky. Top 3 favorites:
Yeah, sure.
Gal and Dino, BNA. And probably something from the last from our last thing. I'll go top 2, Gal and Dino and BNA.
My top 2 gotta be Gal and Dino and Wave Listen to Me, with my third being Arte.
That's fair.
Yes. And the worst show of the season still is Eighth Son. God, I hated Eighth Son. That was literal trash. I hate it.
Yeah. For me, I would have to say the worst is a toss-up between Eighth Son and probably Shachibato.
Which one was that again?
President, It's Time for Battle.
Oh,
the one
yeah.
we talked about 2 shows ago.
It's forgettable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so forgettable. That's why it's so
I
bad.
keep forgetting about it. I've forgotten it like 3 times today.
Yeah, at least I remember watching Eighth Son.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
remember
yeah.
things about Eighth Son.
You know, maybe Shachibato should be my bottom list because I've forgotten about it more times than any other show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like hating on Eighth Son more.
Yeah.
It brings me joy.
And that just leaves us with, I guess, what we would call admin stuff. We've got, hopefully by the time this is out, we'll have 2 episodes of probably our most uploaded series, Rewatch First Watch, up.
I hope so. I'm excited.
Yes. We're going to be recording all of that pretty soon.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be good.
Yep. And two hopefully very good shows. I'm rewatching Keep Your Hands Off Azoken, and Lumia is rewatching Gunbuster and Diebuster.
I haven't seen Aizoken, so I'm excited.
Yes.
Who watches modern anime? Really? Oh.
Yeah, that's the entire concept of First Watch Rewatch, by the way. In each episode, one of us is rewatching a show, and in the other, that same one of us is watching it for the first time.
You better love Gunbuster.
I have a feeling I will.
Good.
But you, audience, will hopefully know that already, because you will have watched both of those episodes by then.
I hope you love us and love our content and also hate content, but love TONEKENT.
Yes, TONEKENT. Better than Cantent.
We are the superior off-brand model. Get fucked.
Yes.
Mr. Conrad Collins, if that's even your name anymore. Is it?
Yes. It is.
Okay, good.
And with that, we done.